First up, welcome everyone here. Our first bit of business is to approve the minutes salary board meeting of June 10th, 2025.
I move we approve the minutes from the salary board meeting on June 10th, 2025.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, one item to come before the salary board today. Request from the commissioners to consider additional pay for the Assistant Director of Tourism while performing duties of the vacant director position in the amount of $400 bi-weekly, retroactively to 4/25. Additional pay will cease upon the hiring of a new director.
Also moved.
I will second it.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Anything else to come before the salary board from any other members?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, closing out the salary board, we will move on to our regular Board of Commissioners meeting. We will dispense with the Pledge of Allegiance as we have just completed that. We can approve the minutes, the previous meeting of June 24, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
And now moving on to our favorite thing, Controller Edwards has some bills for us to approve.
Okay. General fund, $1,655,050.90. Liquid fuels, $200.30. Hazmat, $802.70. 911, $7,372.46. Domestic relations, $4,772.66. And CYS, $332,106.37, for a grand total of $2,305.39.
Do I have a motion to approve the bills as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Give us just a moment for some signatures here. Thank you, Controller Edwards. Next, we'll move on to personnel issues. Personnel issue changes for the commissioner's approval. A new hire, security guard, under the commissioners, effective 6/25/2025. Caseworker, CYS, effective 7/8/2024. And under separations and retirements, corrections officer at the jail, effective 6/24/25. Do I have a motion to accept these changes?
I will be happy to make the motion, and with the chairman's permission, I believe that the date on the second one is 7/28/2024.
Okay, did I have that, I get that wrong?
You said 7/8.
7/8.
Okay, yeah, 7/28/2024.
But so moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
We will add a brief hallelujah. Any-
2025.
25.
Yeah,
It says
that's true.
24.
Okay,
I
yeah,
got the 28, I missed the 24.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
and,
Wow, we're really.
yeah, I've read
Yes,
part
we
wrong.
do not have a
part-
time machine.
Get Sankey here right now.
Yeah, who prepared that? Do we have any public comment today? Hearing none, we will move on. Any old business to come before the board? Seeing none. New business, and consider renewal with Johnson Controls for alarm and detection monitoring. Without the solicitor here to give us the inside details, I
I
believe.
can give you the inside details like you said, it is our monitoring system that, alerts us when we aren't here. If John, you know this more than anybody, cause he's like first on the call, but, lets us know if we have an alarm issue or an alarm going off. It is $660 per year for 5 years. maybe approve it pending solicitor approval, because I did send it to her, but I haven't, I don't know that there's an issue, I don't know why there would be, but
Well, I will move to approve it pending solicitor review.
And I will second that. You're right, Lisa, it's very effective. It's normally I have to ask the person calling me 3 times to repeat themselves because I can't understand them, but it does get my attention.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
And a thank you to Chief Clerk McFadden for always keeping things straight for us.
yeah.
Next, we'll consider memorandum of understanding with Indiana County to house county inmates in the event of an emergency. I will go under the assumption that this is a ongoing agreement like we have with several other counties.
Agree.
And I'll make a motion that we approve that memorandum of understanding because that would be my interpretation also.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
I would suggest we hold on number 3, we definitely want a solicitor for that.
Agreed.
Okay, we're going to, shall we table number 3?
I don't think we don't wanna table it because we wanna deal with it today, right? I mean, we're just waiting for her.
Okay, we're gonna bounce ahead then. Something we also should probably have the solicitor, but we'll bounce ahead to item number 4, resolution 2025 number 4. By authority of the local tax collection law authorizing and requiring the joint bidding of tax collector bonds for years 2026, 2027, 2028, and 2029.
I do remember doing this.
Yeah, I can elaborate a little bit. So yeah, we do this every 5 years. We bid the tax collector bonds not only we do that for all of the tax collectors, so the county pays for that. Along with, protects us also. So, this is so we can move ahead to put out an RFP or the bidding for the tax collector bonds. So Heather and I'll be, dealing with that in the next couple months.
Okay, understood that. I motion to approve resolution 2025 number 4.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We will now have a brief dramatic pause. Solicitor was tied up with the courts for a few moments. So we will have a brief pause to see if she arrives.
And thank you. As authorized by the county code under emergency circumstances, the chief clerk will now perform her song and dance.
Oh.
number.
I don't think that anybody wants to do that.
Thank you.
318 Local Street, isn't this one?
No,
Is it next door?
No,
Where is it at?
this is 212, it's a block that way.
Oh, it's a block, I was on the wrong block. What building is that? Are you buying it or selling it?
Maybe you should just wait.
you're
I should be intrigued.
Patience, grasshopper, all will be revealed.
Yes, you are asking a lot of questions on a matter that we have not actually addressed just yet. Slide those back with Lisa on that one.
There you go, Lisa.
Thank you.
This is why I told her she should just send a text.
Yeah.
She,
Just Tim.
Oh, she wanted to make personal contact, I guess, there you are, Tim.
she wanted to take her beating in person.
Yeah,
I'm gonna text her.
and she probably is getting a beating right now.
See if she has signaled anything here. No. Oh, look at this, you printed my name and everything.
Did what?
It's all filled out for me
Yeah.
with the normal degree of efficiency. So you picked an exciting meeting to come to this
Yeah.
morning,
Did you see the,
send her a message real quick, see if she shows up an ETA.
Well, I just texted her.
Oh,
Yeah. Did you fellas see where there's no third division as of yet in the county fair parade? I know some folks got, and I know the fair board put a statement out, that doesn't mean it's smaller, but I'm wondering if
the
they're,
division's longer.
yeah, is that what's going on? I thought maybe they were still creating a third division.
What's the point?
did they release the list in order?
Yeah, it just came out,
She's on her way.
and she, okay, good.
Okay, we will await the arrival of Solicitor Bozovich. She is on her way, and when she steps in the door, we are all going to applaud.
So do they separate the divisions, like do they try to put,
They normally rotate, so if you're in Division 1 next year and 2, the next year in 3, I think it's psychological. Hey, I'm gonna be in Division 2 this time, when in reality, you might still be at the end.
but do they separate it by, okay, we have so many fire trucks and so many bands and so many in each division?
I think
I
they
haven't watched
try
it for
to
many years.
separate entertainment.
Okay, yeah,
Cause like us, we make a lot of noise, so we've always requested, don't put us,
by a
The
band
high
or
school
a-
band.
yeah.
because we're gonna drown each other out.
Mhm.
And I think they don't want 15 fire trucks from 3 different companies all in a row. Split up the
So they stick 15 politicians all in a row in the pre-division.
They just wanna get us over with.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Membership has its privileges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I do,
So where are you guys?
I'm in Philly.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
he's
not
not
here.
even going, We're
And
up-
where
we're
are
up
you
front.
guys?
Yeah.
Up front.
we're always up front.
At least they didn't stick you at the very end.
What's that?
At least they didn't stick you at the very end.
Yeah.
You could be there
No, 'cause
11 o'clock and.
they know if they stuck us to the very end, we just wouldn't go.
Yeah, the next time they came asking for money, we'd have a conversation. Yeah.
I do recall one year that
Oh, that's
the
right.
WOKW was right behind, I don't know if it was, which year it was right behind me. You do make a lot of noise, I
Yes,
might
we
add.
do. We alienated did you see the grannies in the Osceola parade? They were 3 or 4 ahead of us and they did not like our noise.
Oh, is that right?
The
The
dancing,
grannies.
the dancing
Dancing
grannies, march on, dance ensemble, are they Tipton, I believe, or Tyrone, somewhere?
I don't know.
Like what kind of dancing? Clogging or?
They had umbrellas.
Here she is.
Hip hop,
Closest you're gonna get to a standing
A standing
ovation.
ovation, well,
So-
thank you.
I assume you didn't get to talk to him.
Is it on me?
It's all about you, Heather.
Alright.
Okay, we are going to now, we'll give the solicitor a moment to compose after running briskly down the alley.
Thank you for
We're
the
gonna go,
generous of run.
we're gonna go back to item 3, consider agreement of sale for 318 East Locust Street, Clearfield, PA. We have covered all the other items on the agenda.
As stated, this is an agreement of sale for the building. It's located at 318 East Locust Street. Right now it's utilized by the law offices of Ann Bell. Most are familiar with the building in town. This is an agreement of sale for the purchase with the purchase price of $312,000. There are certain contingencies that are wrote into the agreement that keeps us in compliance with obtaining real estate under the county code. It's a fairly straightforward agreement. We would be set to close October 15th. However, as you're aware, there would be some work done to the building as far as that would be concerned, but it would close and then allow us time to evaluate and do any work that may or may not need to be done to take possession.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Well, certainly make the motion. I mean, is it relevant to, because I'm sure the question's gonna be asked
What are
why
we
we're
doing?
buying it.
Yeah. what
So,
are we using
so
it
at this
for?
point, the intent would be to relocate the Clearfield Magistrate Office. Magistrate Morris's office is currently out on Leonard Street. The space we've just about outgrown completely. Also, this would put us into proximity to the courthouse, which would make it convenient, preliminary hearings. They've been out at Copper Court, but our PDs and having to go to different things, as well as other court personnel who would have to go to the magistrate, would then be within walking distance. So we tried to keep that in mind. Also, as far as parking, they do have parking available. It is handicap accessible. There's also free parking in a public lot close by to it. So some of those boxes to check are all done. It's not going to be before you today, but obviously, as you're aware, part of this would be having to terminate our lease out there. But in light of the opportunity and the limited inventory in this type of building, this opportunity arose, and like I said, there are some other things that have to go through for it to be finalized, but this is the first step.
And that would include the AOPC approval, and I believe that is already.
Yes, AOPC, I've been coordinating with the prior court administrator as well as the current court administrator to make sure that we get that in line, and that's about a 10 to 12 week process, just making sure everything goes through their office correctly, and then obviously, like I said, there is some time built into it, so any updates and also communications can all be updated to reflect a new address, new location, and arrange for files and such to be moved.
No, and like I said, one of the large benefits is getting this proximate to the courthouse, but walking distance from the courthouse. There is abundant public parking in the major lots off 3rd Street, plus parking behind the building for handicapped access. It should be a good solution.
It's uniquely suited for the mission we're trying to accomplish here, so. The building's in really good shape, structurally.
And, currently we're leasing or renting, and with time, I'm not gonna venture a guess, but with time, we would then own, and I think that's a long-term advantage to Clearfield County.
In less than 10 years, it would almost pay for itself from where we are. The
Yeah.
magistrate lease out of the Clearfield office is our highest magisterial lease, and again, to the space. Just the number of cases in storage and volume too is making it difficult to remain out there. But yes, this would certainly provide us some additional opportunities. I know the court had also asked, there are several different rooms that, if something small needs to happen, it would give the flexibility for a senior judge to be down there, just like we've used the annex courtroom because of its proximity. So I know those were all some things that were favorable
Yeah.
compared to the current location.
I'll make the motion to approve the agreement of sale.
And I will second it.
Properly moved and second, all in favor? And motion passes. Thank you, Solicitor Bozovich, for hurrying to join us here. Anything else under Solicitor's report?
I don't believe so this time.
Do we have anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
Has it been announced yet that the parcel viewer is back up?
I think on Facebook it was.
I know you
don't-
put something else on about
But
it.
Okay, well, I guess public statement for the news and for the live stream that the parcel viewer is upgraded, back up running. I think 2 versions newer for the ArcGIS viewer. It's working great now, so public should be happy that they can look at their neighbors now, so.
Yes, and thank you so much for reminding us of that. That had been a point of some contention, but upgraded, running a newer version.
Yes.
And everything does seem to be working well. I logged onto it last week just to make sure, but thank you.
Yep.
And while we're at it, we will also encourage everyone, the Clearfield County Fair begins this Friday. So we encourage everyone within the worldwide viewing of this meeting, if you're out and about, stop by Clearfield County, enjoy the hospitality and the Clearfield County Fair, which runs from this Friday through the following Saturday.
We got that, we got state baseball in New Woods this week, and then 2 weeks that are during the week of our next meeting, we got the regional baseball over there. Which reminds me, I probably won't be at the meeting in 2 weeks, probably.
Always something to do in Clearfield County. Enjoy our hospitality, and if nothing else to come before this board today, do I have a motion to adjourn?
you sure do.
I'll second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor? Aye. And we are adjourned at 10:50.